All right, Bob. I'm thinking I put Jets first. You want to do Jets or Giants first?
We can do Jets first. I'm actually wearing my jersey for the first time in a while.
Okay. Is that Mark Sanchez?
Yeah,
Jesus
Their
Christ.
last decent quarterback for
Yeah.
2 years.
All right, Bob. Let's
he's
get to
going to
the football.
jail.
Wait,
All right.
what?
He's going to jail. He stabbed that guy.
Oh, that
Well, he
was Mark
got stabbed.
Sanchez?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just saw former Jets quarterback.
No, it is Mark Sanchez. He tried to really murder that guy, right?
I don't know. That was weird. He got stabbed though. He didn't stab. He got stabbed.
Oh, my bad.
Mark Sanchez is stabbing people. Odell's broke after $100 million contract.
Yeah.
All
Can't do
right.
can't do it. All right. Let's roll.
Welcome back to the Giant and the Jet. It is December 3rd. We took a little hiatus for Thanksgiving, but we are back in full force. We have Mikey joining us. Welcome, Mikey. Episode 33. Let's get right into it. We'll start with the Giants first since we have two Giants fans on. Why not? So the Giants, I think, lose both games. We had a Jameis performance of a lifetime. He catches a pass, he's throwing the ball over the place, and then Jackson Dart comes back, and it's Mike's worst nightmare. He gets destroyed like second series of the game, third series of the game, something like that. He plays though. Does okay. Patriots win. Let's hear it, guys. How are the Giants? State of the Union.
Mikey.
I mean, I don't know that we could be in a much worse spot for the rest of the season. So like I just wrote down a couple things here. What was that? What did we watch? Younghoe Koo missed the football by a foot. Maybe a yard. He
Yeah.
just missed the
Charlie
football.
Brown it.
Nick looked at me. Neither of us spoke for about 45 seconds. And then Nick looked at me and said, "What do you even say?" And we never came up with anything to say about it.
Yeah.
How do you miss?
Yeah.
How do you miss? And then on top of that, they made us look like a JV team. So like Kafka's got to go. We already fired everyone else. Uh, and then you have to get rid of what's his name?
The
Shane.
GM.
You got to get rid of him.
At this
Yeah.
point.
I mean, just to follow what Mikey just said, and I have a lot of bullet points, but the one thing I will say, I was actually talking to my dad today. I was talking to my mom on the phone, and then my dad grabbed the phone and goes, "What do you think of that game?" And when Nick was a kid, Nick played Pop Warner football, and Nick played for the Carrollwood Cardinals. And there was this team called the Jaguars and they would play Nick's team, and I, as an older brother, would be like, "This is getting dangerous." Like the Jaguars are hitting Nick to such a degree, they're physically assaulting these players. Like I am afraid for my younger brother. I'm afraid for this Carroll Cardinals team. This should be stopped. That's how I felt watching the New York Giants versus the Patriots last night. I was like, oh, like Mikey said, JV team, this is insane. Like this is like I am afraid. Like it was almost like the Miami Dolphins and not Miami Dolphins, the U back in 2000 where they would like kill people, like the 85 Bears, like it that was crazy how much they were assaulting us.
They got up for it too. Like it didn't seem like they were taking the Giants for granted. They're like, we want to kick these guys' asses. It was kind of weird. There wasn't really any like purpose behind why they were playing so hard. But
They had their starters in with 2 minutes left.
uh,
They were up like three touchdowns. They had their starters in, crushing us. And then I don't remember who it was that got hit, but I think it was 83 on offense. That was one of the hardest hits I've ever seen someone take. It cracked his helmet.
Yeah, they were really, really assaulting us. It was embarrassing. Is the word embarrassing proper?
Oh
Like
yeah,
it was
I was horrified.
it was like, oh my God. Like not only are we far away player wise, personnel wise, scheme wise, player development wise, it looked like we didn't even want to be on the field, and then we got bullied.
Oh, and then we had a chance, not a great chance, but 5 minutes left. You're down 2 scores. You got a 4th and 8 on, I think, your own 40, and you punt it versus a team that you have not stopped once the entire night. You punt that? What are we doing? What's the point?
They don't want to win, but I'm sure all the players and coaches and everything want to win. But I feel like it's I don't know. You just kind of give up. You don't want to see Dart die on the field, so you just punt it away. Is that the thought process behind it?
I don't know, but I think it
Well,
lost Kafka any chance of working there again.
this head coach definitely wants to win because he wants to put together a little stretch of games that can say, "Hey, I'm an NFL head coach," the same way Antonio Pierce did last year. Or was that
Two or
two
3 years ago
years
now.
ago? Remember when he beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day and they gave him a 3-year contract? Like, why? That's so crazy. That head coach, he doesn't want to lose his job. He wants to get an extension. He wants to be the New York Giants head coach. This is his opportunity. That's why he suspended Abdul Carter. That's why he basically did everything that he did because he's trying to keep his job. And we got embarrassed. I don't know. I thought that was one of the more embarrassing games I've seen in a long time. Overall, I'm glad we lost. I have other bullet points. Um,
Well, Abdul Carter, he got suspended for watching watching what was he watching during the film study?
it was genuinely rumored that he got caught watching pornography in the film room when his headphones went out. And there are some serious sources saying that's real.
I think it's fake, but
Maybe. But if it
You can
was
only hope.
like, maybe he should talk about it, say that's, or a head coach should come out and say, no, that's not what happened. No one's talking about it.
no. Did they give a reason? They just
They said
said
it was because he was late, because he's in all seriousness, I don't think that's actually the reason. What is happening though is it's the second time this year from what he's being accused of is not showing up to meetings on time. And I don't know if he actually thinks he's Lawrence Taylor with all those famous stories of him showing up late and being on crack cocaine. You're not Lawrence Taylor. This is not 1980. You have to show up on time. You have
uh,
1.5 sacks in the year. You're a borderline bust. Show up to the meetings on time.
yeah, he's unproven to be doing what he's doing right now, this early in his career.
Crazy what you're doing right now. Uh, so I think that's absolutely insane. So I covered the Pats game. I think Abdul Carter might borderline be a bust. And I think Jackson Dart. I mean, Jackson Dart, what are you doing? You insult soccer, which is fine. I don't give a shit. But we're not playing soccer out here. We're getting hit. Jackson Dart, you're being an idiot, and you can't survive like this. Quarterbacks in the past haven't, and I don't know. I'm kind of mad at him for not going out of bounds, for not sliding, because he's going to have a very short career. We spent a first round draft pick on him. We're not going to get a draft pick this. We're not going to get a quarterback this offseason, even if he gets hurt, because we believe in him. So, dude, if you get hurt, you're going to set us back 5 years. Go out of bounds. I mean, Mikey, you're watching the games. Bob, what do you guys think?
I'm genuinely terrified every time that I watch him take off. Um, as far as I'm concerned, that guy is a franchise QB as long as he's alive. And he's doing his utmost to not be alive.
No.
So, yeah, every time he takes off, it's terrifying.
I'm on the same boat. Like I know you want to win. It doesn't matter though if you win or lose. Like it'd be nice, obviously, for the team and for yourself to win a game, but just slide. You have a long career that you need to protect yourself for. One game in December in a losing season isn't gonna change that. So just slide, get out of bounds, like you said, Mike. It's crazy. It's crazy. You made that comment about the soccer thing too.
Well,
Uh,
Bob, that's also why the last time we were in the podcast, me and you, I think, disagreed on this, or we need to sit him. And we need to sit him because we don't have a coach in place that he respects enough to listen to. So he's just going to do everything he can to go win a football game, and that's not smart. He's going. He already has two known concussions. He's not going to make it. He's just not. It's impossible. Gruden said this months ago.
I
He
think he still needs
he's
to play.
arrogant, and he's arrogantly like, no, that's just how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Well, then I'll sit you. How about that? I'll bench you. That's what I would do. If you do that fucking again, you're benched because you out is hurting us way. Right now, we have Winston. We're the 2-11. No one cares. If we were about to make the playoffs in 4 weeks, let's say we were the Bears and we're 9-3, and you pull something like that, what are you doing? I don't know. I mean,
Um,
the rookies are promising, but get your show up on time and listen to coaches. Like it's not crazy what we're asking you.
So on the Abdul Carter thing as well, I don't think he's a bust. I think he's way too small for the NFL so still. And so I think he's just going to put on 20 pounds this offseason and look like an absolute monster next season because he's going to be across from Brian Burns. So
Okay.
like it can't be that hard. But yeah, watching him versus the Pats, watching him versus basically every team so far, it's just been he makes an awesome move and he gets by the lineman, but the lineman outweighs him by 150 pounds, so they just shove him to the ground.
Yeah. Before Monday night, he had half a sack for the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe he needs to gain that weight. Maybe he has to do something, but you don't have to, you're in control of a lot of things and showing up on time and paying attention in meetings and not watching pornography. That is things that you are in control of as a human being. I know that you guys
Yeah.
lost, but God forbid this is real, then we have a real fucking problem on our hands.
Well, if it's real, then we have a potential Jamarcus Russell situation. So yeah, you're
spent a
right.
lot of draft capital on him too. Number three overall. You don't want a guy who's gonna bust out number three overall and not literally not bust out in that way.
That would be the that would be the second guy on the D line because
Thibodeau
Thibodeau,
too.
where is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a bust too. That's why this GM has to go. The last thing I'll say about the Giants is it's looking more and more and more like Tomlin's about to be fired. But in the Pittsburgh Steelers, I do not give a flying. Me and Bob have talked about this, where it's better to hire an offensive coach. If Mike Tomlin is on the market, it is my opinion, and I'll ask what you guys think. We hire him. I think that's a no-brainer. If he's still ready to coach, I don't think he's old. How old is
I
how
think he's
old is Mike
54.
Tomlin?
Mike Tomlin is 53 years old.
Ooh,
53, and Andy Reid 67. Like this guy's got another 15 years. Like
I think we hire him immediately. I
immediately.
mean, the guy can't win less than 10 games, can he?
No. 17,
Maybe eight.
17 straight years with a winning record.
Is it even possible? And by the way, he can't
Fathom
miss the
that?
playoffs with 10 wins either, apparently.
But can you fathom 17 straight years of a winning record? Oh, he goes 9-8. He goes 10-7. Okay, he's been to two Super Bowls and like six AFC Championship games.
Yeah.
He has no quarterback. Look what the Jets have done and the Giants have done with no quarterback, and look what he's done with no quarterback.
Not to mention, like, the Giants have a lot of personalities. Got neighbors. We've got Abdul Carter watching porn. We've got Dart, who is apparently Brett Favre reincarnated.
Brett Favre,
So,
dude, Brett Favre.
in terms of being a psychopath,
Okay.
like just running straight into people. So you got to get someone involved who's going to be able to handle those strong personalities. And I think Tomlin in the past has proven that he can, with the exception of Antonio Brown.
Yep.
I
Except
don't think anyone could handle that,
He
though.
kept him in check for a while though, all things considered. What was he, a Steeler for like 8 years or something like that?
all pro like 6 times.
Yeah.
And he
I
makes
would
these
take
guys into superstars, too. It's not just like they're middle of the road.
I would take 5 years of an all pro wide receiver if he eventually lost his mind. Right? I would. I don't care if he lost his mind after five all pro seasons.
Bobby just can't fathom having a wide receiver have 5 all-pro seasons. It hasn't happened in his life yet.
That happened in ours.
No. Oh, wait.
OBJ
Odell.
maybe. Yeah.
Odell, and he lost his mind. So that's true.
Plax.
But
Who?
I would do that
Actually,
again.
no, Plax wasn't on the Giants for that long, right? What was he like, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, he would have been an all-time Giant grade. He shot himself in the leg. What's happening with these guys? Like, what is going on with these players? This is crazy. Anyway, that's my Giants uptake. That was one of the more embarrassing games I've seen in a long time. Abdul Carter, you got to get your life together. Dart, you got to run out of bounds. If the Tomlin's available, I think he fixes all of these problems. You look at the Bears, you look at the Patriots. It is shocking how one head coach can make this much of a difference. Is there another sport where a coach can make this much of a difference?
None of the big four American ones. Like baseball, you're just writing up a lineup card, making pitching changes. Hockey, it's you're just making line changes. Basketball, I feel like the coaches coach themselves more than the actual coaches do in a lot of cases. So yeah,
Yeah.
football is by far and away. Maybe soccer, but I don't know enough about soccer tacticianing and all that stuff to say.
I mean, I don't know any specific examples, but like I know there have been teams that really the only difference was a manager in like the BPL and they'll go from worst to first. But yeah, I don't know. I don't
Steve
know.
Kerr.
I don't know, like, yeah, like the
Kerr
Spurs.
got them to the next
Um,
level because he introduced a triangle. That team was already a playoff team. Like the Patriots and the Bears were the two of the worst teams in football, and now
No.
they're
Tom Thibodeau with the Bulls in the 2000s, late 2000s. The the defense he was running did
yeah.
most of that.
He
He ran Derrick Rose into the ground.
he killed.
Early grave.
Bob, what is your Jet update? It's been 2 weeks. You did get a win.
Yeah.
Soon.
Win one, lose one. We beat the Falcons in a kind of an ugly game. We probably shouldn't have won. We get like that fumble on the punt return that we get on the 2 yard line that gets us a touchdown. Adonai Mitchell is a beast. I'll get to that in a bit though. They're kind of doing what I want. I mean, I wasn't hoping necessarily that they were going to win this game, but I was hoping that they were going to play hard. I think they've played hard in pretty much every game since they've made those two trades. They lose by like 13 or 14 to the Ravens, but it was closer than that for most of the game. Um, I know, like no, it's like smart technically to lose. You want a higher draft pick, but I'm tired of rooting for my teams to lose all the time. Especially the Jets. Like I can't every year be like we got to lose. We need the number one pick because it's a crapshoot anyway. Who knows if the number one pick is going to be the guy that you need? Like you could get a quarterback later on. The Giants did with Dart, Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. I could go on.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a sure thing if you get a guy number one overall. So you know what? They win. That's fine. I'm not going to root for them to lose anymore this year. Um, I like our coach and GM honestly. Like it seems like all the pieces that they're making and all the trades they're making are panning out. The two defensive tackles we brought earlier in the year are playing well. They trade away Sauce and they get AD Mitchell as a throw in. He looks good. He had 100 yards and a touchdown. John Mechie has 2 touchdowns in 3 games. And they were both like throw-ins. It's not like, they were the main parts of a trade. So maybe they could stick for the season, future seasons, and be ballers outside of Garrett Wilson. I'm really curious though what we do at quarterback. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I have an odd feeling that we're not going to take a quarterback this year. I think it's Mendoza who goes number one, and then we're going to wait. And either the guy, I can't think of his name, but the guy from Oregon declares and we try and snag him, or we just hold off completely. Um, but I'm curious what they do, who the stopgap's going to be if they decide to go elsewhere. Is it like Mac Jones or I don't know. It's a interesting thing. I know Jameis, honestly, I would pick Jameis to be our guy, but I think the Giants have him for another season. So we'll see. It's really all I have on the Jets. I don't know. I'm sure you guys don't have much to say. They're kind of irrelevant this season. They're just gonna be scrappy, and that's fine with me.
I think Jameis Winston only signed a 1 year contract. It's a 2 year.
That's
Yeah.
two. I think you guys end up with more too. And to be honest, as an Oregon fan, I don't think that he's NFL caliber player.
Okay.
I think he can hold you together for a few seasons, like Tyrod Taylor type,
That wouldn't be
20,
good if we got a
20th in
Tyrod
the
Taylor
league
type
in
in the first
passing.
round.
So, yeah, I think you guys won all those trades. I think Adonai Mitchell is a great addition if he can keep catching the football instead of dropping it on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, his debut, he dropped like 3 passes in his first debut, and then since then he's looked the part. So It's funny. I think that that being on national television is gonna fuck up his image, but
I
people,
also don't like your head coach.
you don't like him? Why not?
All right, so I don't know if you guys have ever been on a
Is
sports
that,
team that
is that
loses like
racist,
every
man?
game in a season, but I have. And so normally like after a couple seasons of that, they'll bring in some players coach kind of thing where the guy's really nice and like he kind of gets everyone's spirits up, but you still suck because, you need to get your act together to be good. And so then they'll bring in a hard ass coach who really makes you do the work, put it in, improve yourself, not get penalties or fouls in that case. And you guys with Aaron Glenn are in the middle stage there, where you've got the cute and cuddly coach who's friendly with all the players. It's kind of like Mike McDaniels. And you guys are going to need to fire him and hire a hard ass in like 2 years.
I don't know. I think he's kind of a hard ass. You don't think so? Like I think he likes his players. He's a former player, but I don't. I feel like Mike McDaniels isn't a fair comparison.
He
It
hated
just
that.
doesn't look
He
like he
hated
has
that, Mikey.
control.
What's that?
Huh?
He hated that, Mikey.
Oh, I know he hated that. I watched his eyes the whole time.
I completely agree with you, Mikey. I don't like this coaching guy at all. I think he's terrible, but Bob really seems to like him. So
He's not X's and O's guy, but I feel like our offensive coordinator is fine. He's the Lions. He was the Lions quarterback coach, and then our guy's the defensive guy. Our coach is the defensive guy, which we keep doing over and over again, which I say and like, but I don't know if you have that Lions structure where you slowly build a team out over a couple of years, it ends up being good, and it seems like that's the route we're going. So Dan Campbell, I wouldn't say is much different than Aaron Glenn, honestly.
I think Dan Campbell differs from him in one way, which is that I would be terrified if he was yelling at me. Like terrified. I watched Aaron Glenn do a jig down the sideline in week one.
That's
It's
against the
it's a little
Bucks.
different.
Mike was there. Mike saw it live and in person.
also, his pants don't fit. Wear
That's
proper
fine.
pants. You're an NFL quarterback, or NFL head coach. Wear proper pants.
I'm not so bothered about that. It's not as bad as the Dable feet up on the desk.
And he's gone now.
Yeah.
So
The pants aren't as bad as the feet up on the desk.
I agree with you, Bob, and he's gone. Thank
That's
God.
why he's not gone yet.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to NFL storylines. We do 5 storylines. We don't spend too much time on each one. I will write if you're watching this live. I will be writing what each one is. I'll ask the question, and then Mike and Bob, you guys can go first, and I might rebuttal. I might just agree with you. I agreed with Kevin a lot 2 weeks ago, so there really wasn't too much. He would give his point, and I would just go, "Yeah, I agree with you." So I'll just say the question. Someone can answer. So big game this week with Ravens at Steelers. Um, they're both 6-6. The Bengals are in it,
4-8.
4-8. Who wins the AFC North if you had to choose right now?
Steelers. Or
Mm.
sorry, no, Ravens. Ravens.
Oh.
Jeez. Whew.
That would have been a
Uh,
good take. I have the Ravens as well. Honestly though, like the Bengals really aren't out of it.
I'm sorry, I messed up again. I think I misheard the question the first time.
Who wins?
Steelers win the AFC North, but the Ravens win this week.
Got it.
Wow. So they split the Steelers beat them the next time they play, or
So my thought on it is there's no way that the Steelers can beat the Ravens if they're actually playing each other because the Ravens are going to run all over them. This is a team who just I wrote it down. They allow 117 rush yards a game. And last week they allowed 250 rushing yards to the Bills, who were missing their left and right tackle. They're not stopping Derrick Henry and the Ravens and Lamar Jackson rushing. It's not going to happen.
Go Derrick Henry.
However,
go Lamar.
Lamar Jackson is, in my opinion, the number one quarterback of the top quarterbacks to choke every time that it matters. And I think that it comes down to week 18, and I think Lamar loses in a big spot.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Bob?
I have the Ravens winning the AFC North. Honestly, I really, really want to take the Bengals. If they didn't play the Bills this week, I would. But I think the Bills are going to beat them, and that's going to knock them out of it completely. They're going to have 9 losses. Uh, I don't know. The Steelers are like they just don't have it together. Like they're known for their defense. They can't play defense. Aaron Rodgers is throwing his receivers under the bus pretty much every week. I don't know why he can't just say like we're just not together. He's like, oh, the guy didn't run the route he was supposed to run. He does that every single time they lose.
Yep.
Gets his nose punched in. But like in terms of overall roster, I think the Ravens like have a way better roster, but they just can't figure it out. Like Lamar can't throw touchdowns. They need to really just rely on Derrick Henry. They have to stop taking him out of the game on passing down. Just keep him in there. Don't make him a 3 down back the rest of the season. And hopefully their defense can just figure it out. I don't know. They need to sweep the Steelers if they want to win though, because they also have to play the Packers and Patriots. Um, man, I really want to take the Bengals, but give me the Ravens.
I had a future on the Bengals and I sold it after they won because for some reason they were willing to pay me extra money. So and then I thought, why are they paying me extra money? Do they think the Bengals are going to win? Like, this is crazy. But I didn't have them to win the division. I had them to win the Super Bowl. They
Oh
still
my
paid me
God.
more. So the fact that I sold out on that ticket means at the end of the day, the Bengals just they're not good. Like, I don't think even the Ravens are that good. I think Joe Burrow, he's Joe Burrow's probably my favorite quarterback in the NFL.
I agree.
I absolutely
Josh Allen.
I would pick Josh Allen on my team over any quarterback in the NFL. My favorite quarterback in the NFL is Joe Burrow. I love him. I picked him on my fantasy team. I picked him on every fantasy team I had, Dynasty, Work League, and our league, and he got hurt, which I'll never do that again. Yes, you got to split your quarterbacks up. Um, I'll go Ravens because I think things only get worse with Aaron Rodgers. I think he used to get away with a lot because he was so good that everyone kind of just went along with it. I don't think that Steelers locker room is going to just go along with this guy who really isn't playing that well. So I will pick the Ravens. The only other thing I will say is just something Bobby, you just said. So clearly, this is me being biased because I'm in fantasy. But at the same time, I feel like when you have a fantasy player in your team, you are more of an expert in that player and that offense. Like I remember week like 4, my dad was like, "Do you realize how good Drake May is?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh my God, he's unbelievable." Because my dad was watching Drake May. The Bengals refused to use Derrick Henry, like in the way that they should be. Last week, the Bengals had the 32nd ranked run defense. 2 possessions into the game, Derrick Henry has 60 rushing yards and a touchdown. He is bulldozering the safeties. And then to the Ravens' defense slightly, likely likely fumbled the ball at the half-yard line. That was a touchdown. And then it was like a push off, I think, with
Yeah.
one of the receivers,
Yeah.
Flowers.
Flowers. That was a touchdown. They seem to panic, and the second they panic, they pull Derrick Henry from the game. And they just don't give him the ball again. And they go out of shotgun, and Lamar's running around like an idiot, and he can't produce. And he turns the ball over time and time again. I'm talking myself out of the Ravens, but I just don't believe in the Steelers. I do wish the Bengals and Joe Flacco. I wish Joe Flacco had won like 1 or 2 games.
The game against the Jets was the difference.
Yeah, and they would be right there in it. But I will go Ravens. Please give the ball to Derrick Henry so I can make the fantasy football playoffs. Please. Um,
Please don't. So
Didn't
that
they
he
have
doesn't
actually
make it and I do.
the Bengals had multiple games where they scored 38 or something, but they let up 40 points, right? And then like Jamar Chase like was
yeah.
like, what the hell is going on? Like after the
Yeah,
game.
go figure. Maybe you shouldn't have $250 million receivers on your team.
Yeah.
Can I give a random take that I think would be hilarious, but it'd be doubling down on the Bengals' problems? What if the Bengals traded T. Higgins and a first round draft pick to the Vikings for Justin Jefferson?
That'd be crazy.
Wouldn't that be fun and realistic? T. Higgins, while not being Justin Jefferson, he's a number one receiver, and they get a first with a receiver of that caliber on a lower pay scale.
And the Vikings then get a pick that they need for a quarterback because good God.
Yeah. And the Bengals are just like, fuck it. We don't need defense. We need more offense. How much fun would that be?
But then Burrow's gonna get killed still. Like they don't.
Must watch TV.
Must watch television.
I
Yes.
mean, yeah.
Be awesome. I thought about that trade the other day. I was like, that's what they should do.
See Joe Burrow out there. He's dodging them like lions running through the savannah.
Yes. Just double down. Okay.
They
So
might be the Bengals, but they're not the Lions.
Steelers, Ravens, Ravens. Okay. With love of the Bengals and then a trade, Justin Jefferson. Okay. So this is the same kind of question. It's almost like literally the same question. Is the Bears play at the Packers this weekend? Huge game. We have a lot of great games this week. I would maybe argue this is the game of the week. Who wins the NFC North? You have the Lions who are there, but I think well, let me just ask, who wins the NFC North?
I have the
Um,
Packers still.
I think the Bears.
Really. I think the Bears are getting a little turnover lucky. I think they get like they're averaging like almost two turnovers a game, which just isn't sustainable. Like eventually teams stop making those mistakes. Uh, I think that shine wears off. They have really tough slate to end the season. They have to play the Packers twice. They have to play the 49ers, and they still have to play the Lions.
That's
If
hard.
you lose probably three of those five, the five games, I think they play a crappy team as well in there, maybe the Browns or something. I don't think you win the division if you lose three of those five. So I'm gonna take the Packers. And just to note, I don't think that the Lions make the playoffs, and that saddens me. I like watching them. I root for them. So Bears. Sorry, you're gonna come in second. You're gonna be a wild card team though. Big Cat will be happy, and even though he's a really a Patriots fan, but uh, they'll make the playoffs. But I don't think they win the division.
So I think it's the Bears because Ben Johnson has his offense already. So you remember that year, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago when the Lions first got good, and I think they were right. They were right around the same record, and everyone didn't know if they were real or not. But they had Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery just running over every team in front of them.
It wasn't last year, it was the year before.
Yeah, and so they were just the two of them were top 10 running backs, both of them. That is what I see out of the Bears offense right now. I think Ben Johnson's running it that way. I think Monangai is his Gibbs. I think his David Montgomery is what's
Swift.
his face?
Swift.
Yeah, Swift. God, I hate that guy. But I hated David Montgomery. So
Yeah.
and yeah, I purely say it out of confidence in the rush game that Ben Johnson knows how to create. And the fact that they're already up 9-3, and I think they win this game too.
They're only a half game lead on the Packers. The Packers are 8-3-1,
Oh, you're right. You're right.
which is crazy. But
For the record, the Packers schedule is pretty hard too. They got Bears, Broncos in Denver, Bears, Ravens, and then Vikings. So
that's tough.
pretty much have the same exact schedule because the Bears play the Browns and then the Packers play the Vikings as their break game. Um, so it's really going to come down to who wins these matchups. Uh, until I see the Bears win in Lambeau, I'll go Packers. Uh, which means I think the Packers will probably win the division. And Bob, unfortunately, I agree with you. I don't know if the Lions are making it. And I really like the Lions, but they're so hurt. Um,
They have a tough hill to climb too. I think they're almost 2 games back, or like a game and a half back of the final wild card too.
I think
It's a
their OC is bad too.
he is. I also think this is a rough schedule. I mean, Cowboys, Rams, Steelers, Vikings, Bears. This week's we're going to talk about it later, so let's not get too into it. But I do think the Lions Cowboys this week is a playoff game.
It is.
whoever wins has a chance. Whoever loses is done. But we'll talk about that later. Okay, so final thing was Bears, Packers, Packers. So me and Bob are on the same page. Okay, last of these questions. Once again, I mean, literally, it's a great slate, guys. Colts played the Jacksonville Jaguars this weekend. Houston's still in play. Houston plays the Chiefs Sunday Night Football. As of right now, who wins the AFC South?
So I think Houston's out right off the bat
Really?
because yeah, I mean the defense is amazing. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them, but good God, that offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
It's a free rush every single time. And so whether you have Deshaun Watson or not Jesus, not Deshaun Watson, whew, whether you have
Imagine trading
Mills,
for a running back in that with that offensive line.
We'll talk. I'm gonna bring that up.
we're no, it'll come up, trust me.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, where was it? Yeah, when you have CJ Stroud, Davis Mills, I don't think it really matters unless you had like prime Lamar Jackson running away from these guys. I think they're out. And I don't think anyone's stopping the Colts because they're making Daniel Jones look like an MVP candidate, and he isn't. He isn't. He hits 60% of his throws off the first read.
The Colts have a really, really hard schedule. So they're in Jacksonville. The next following week, they're in Seattle. 49ers, Jacksonville, at Houston.
You got
Really?
Jonathan Taylor running behind Quentin Nelson. I'll take that every day. I think that division is terrible, and I think they just beat up on each other and look good because of it.
All right. Bob?
I think Jacksonville is going to win the division. Um, their schedule is pretty easy to end the season. They already have a lead. Um, and I was gonna say the Colts are gonna miss the playoffs. They already are losing the tiebreaker to the Chiefs. And if they lose to the Texans, they're gonna not have the tiebreaker with the Texans either. I think whoever wins the Chiefs Texans game this week is gonna be the one that ends up stealing that final wild card spot and making it. And the Colts are gonna be out after I paraded on the, you know, I was a big champion for the Colts for a long part of the season. I think the past like 4 weeks or so has really proven otherwise that they might not be contenders. And we also have their pick, so I wouldn't mind seeing them miss. Um, so I'm gonna say Jacksonville wins, and I think either the Chiefs or Texans make the playoffs over them. Daniel Jones also is hurt. He has a fractured like fibula or something like that, and they were showing him in practice, and even during the game, he really can't run around anymore, which is kind of important. I think his mobility is one of his like bigger strengths outside of what you were saying, Bites, with his first read. He's like a first read quarterback. If he doesn't have his first read, he likes to scramble, and if he can't do that, he's not going to be very good. So that's my take on it. Colts out, Jags in.
Yeah, I disagree with all of you. I think Houston wins this division. I think at the end of the day, defense wins, and they're only a game back. If they can get past the Chiefs this week, I think they run the table. Their schedule is pathetic. I just looked it up. Um, Houston, Houston schedule. So Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers, Colts. Um, I think they have, yeah, I think they by far have the best quarterback, and I think they by far have the best defense. They are one game back. You have to remember, I think they started 1-5. So they're 6-1 in their past 7 games. They're hot. No one's talking about them because they're the Texans, and no matter what, they're going to play in the Saturday 4 o'clock window. But I swear, I think the Texans are going to win this division again. I hate Trevor Lawrence. You know,
He sucks.
I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. is as bad as they don't throw him the ball, and I don't want to get into fantasy. Basically, I don't like Trevor Lawrence. I hate Daniel Jones. I love Texans defense. The Texans.
You know what flipped the whole season was the game the Jaguars blew. They were up like 24-0, or like they were up like a huge score on the Texans and they completely blew it. That
Yeah.
gave the Texans life completely in that division and in the playoff race in general.
So that'll be really interesting. We have three completely different answers. So we'll
And we
see.
all bet on different things too. Like, I bet on a running back, you bet on a quarterback or on defense, and he bet on what did
Schedule.
you pick about the Jags?
They just have an easy schedule the rest of the way. I think they're going to run
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Um, quick answer for this one. We're moving on. Just quick answer on why. If you had to gamble like real money on one of these teams making the playoffs, Chiefs, Cowboys, Lions, which one do you think makes it?
I'm going to probably take the team that's been in the Super Bowl like 4 years in a row or whatever the hell it is. Uh, I'm taking the Chiefs. And it's not really the fault of the Cowboys or the Lions. I think they're both playoff caliber teams. The NFC is just a beast, and you really can't lose more than like 6 games if you want to make it. The Chiefs have that really narrow window where if they run the table and the Colts lose a few extra games, it's probably theirs. So I'm taking the Chiefs.
Mikey?
So this is a hot take that's either going to end up as one of the best hot takes of all time, or I'm going to sound like Chris Collinsworth on Aaron Rodgers. Like it will be that bad if I'm wrong. So first off, I think the Cowboys make it. I think the Cowboys have an extraordinarily easy schedule. Outside of having to play the Lions, they play the Chargers, Washington, the Giants, and the Vikings. That's three free wins at least,
They
and I
have to
think
win
they
them
should
all.
beat the Chargers. Um, well, I mean, you're playing against two teams that don't even have their starting quarterback, and the Giants, where I don't know that it matters because you're missing every weapon. So I think that's three free wins. But the hot take is that I think that this season, either the Chiefs are going to make the Super Bowl or the whole dynasty is going to collapse. Andy Reid's going to be out within a year or two because it's starting to look a little bit like the end of the Eagles, Andy Reid. They're getting a lot of penalties.
But
Players aren't giving their all the time.
Andy Reid didn't win any Super Bowls with the Eagles.
That is true.
It's
That
a big
is true.
difference.
That's a hot take.
And you didn't have Patrick Mahomes as a
That
quarterback
is
on the
true.
Eagles.
Also, they have one of the highest payrolls going into next season, I believe. So I think that's going to I think the player personnel is going to change a bit. Obviously, they have Pat Mahomes on what, 60 million a year? So I think that the years of the Chiefs being perennially in the playoffs might be over. And that's my hot take.
Okay. My simple answer is I would pick the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are the best team. They have the best offense. Their defensive moves. They have two Pro Bowl defensive tackles now. Um, I hate the Cowboys, but I really like this team right now. They're rolling. If they can get past the Lions, I think they run the table and then lose in the first round. Always do.
Dak's gonna throw 2 pick sixes in the first round after they run the table to get in.
Yep.
Don't worry, George Pickens will kill whoever picks it off.
Yep. Uh, simple yes or no, because I want to get this thing moving.
Yep.
Are the Patriots for real? Are the Patriots going to win the Super Bowl? So, two different questions. Simple yes or no.
Yes, they are. No, they aren't.
Matt, Bob?
I agree. I think they're gonna be like a second round exit in the playoffs.
I don't
But
think
they're for
I don't think they're real based on schedule. They're not winning the Super Bowl. They're just beating the shit out of bad teams. Um, Bob, it's time. We've missed it for 2 weeks. Power rankings.
power rankings.
Here we
There are
go.
many like it, but this one is mine.
All right, number 10.
Number 10. They were not been ranked, I don't think the whole season on my power rankings, but they're winners of 4 in a row. We talked about their defense. They're ballers. Give me the Texans as my number 10 team.
Love it.
Number 9, down 6 spots from number 3. Lose of 2 in a row, including a 21-point blown loss to the Cowboys. Give me the Eagles. AJ Brown scored twice. They still lost.
Yep.
At least he's
Number-
happy.
Yeah, at least he's happy. Number 8, up 2 spots from number 10. Winners of three in a row with Brock Purdy back in the lineup. San Francisco 49ers are my number 8 team. Number 7, I had trouble finding a spot for this team, and I think I do every time that I rank them because they're just very hot and cold. Uh, but they do feel like a team that can go on a run to me if they get in. Give me the Bills as my number 7 team, down 3 spots from number 4 in my last rankings. Number 6, they don't play the most inspiring brand of football, but they're winners of 9 in a row, including a less 2-point conversion stop in overtime against the Commanders. Give me the Broncos as my number 6 team. Number 5, another team that I have not had ranked all season. I've been largely overlooking them. They're probably the surprise story of the NFL this year. They turn the ball over, and their coach of the year. Give me the Bears, my number 5 team. Number
Right.
4, up 1 spot from number 5. They had the Vikings quarterback. I don't know his name, Brosmer, or whatever it is. They had him in literal hell. Give me the Seahawks as my number 4 team.
That's one of those games where you actually feel bad for his mom.
His
Yeah.
whole family.
You feel bad for like his sister, his aunt, his dad. Like someone should really go down after the game and just be like, "Hey man, after it's all said and done, you started the NFL game."
Nah, I felt bad for him watching that. The
Yeah.
the one play when he was getting like chased for his life and just like threw it up and then it got returned for the pick
Oh
six. It's like, oh,
man.
this is not this
I
is
know.
not going well.
Alex had the Seahawks defense. He was versus me. So
Yeah, 43 points. Number 3, I haven't had this team ranked in a couple weeks at least, but they're winners of 3 in a row. Their defense is really starting to round into form, and they had a huge win against Detroit on Thanksgiving. Give me the Packers as my number 3 team. Number 2, it stays like before. I had them as my number 2 team last time I did this. They're similar to, I don't know. They just keep winning. They're similar to the Broncos, honestly. I really don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they look like the best team in the AFC, so give me the Patriots. And then number 1, this one stays like before as well. I know they lost, but I think they have the best overall team, and they're still going to be my Super Bowl pick. Give me the Rams, my number 1 team. Bites, how do you feel? It doesn't matter because it's my power rankings, but any input?
The Broncos are frauds.
They
Sorry,
are
Alex.
frauds.
They're frauds. I love Bo Nix. He's an Oregon grad. They have the best defense in the NFL. But dear God, I don't know if it's a Sean Payton problem or what's going on, but they just don't have effort 3 quarters of every game. It's a random quarter that they have it, but it's insane to watch. You almost lost to Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. Okay, Mikey, it's 20 time. I told Kevin if I win, I'll send you some money. I have won once this year, one nice cool 100, $450. It's no spreads. I hate spreads. So I'll just say the team and then where they're playing, and you tell me who's going to win. All right. Cowboys at Lions,
Cowboys,
Seahawks at Ravens. Sorry, Seahawks at Falcons,
Seahawks,
Titans at Browns,
Browns,
Colts at Jaguars,
Colts.
Commanders at Vikings.
Oh God. Do I have to pick one?
Mhm.
Jane Daniels
Uh,
might be back.
I guess the Commanders.
Okay, Miami at the Jets,
I think the Jets can stick that one out.
Steelers at Ravens,
Ravens,
Saints at Bucks,
Bucks.
Bengals at Bills.
I think the Bengals pull out a sneaky win there.
Okay, then they're alive. Broncos at Raiders,
Broncos.
Bears at Packers.
The Bears,
Okay. Rams at Cardinals,
Rams,
Texans at Chiefs,
Chiefs,
Eagles at Chargers, Monday Night Football.
Eagles,
All right.
What's the last one? Who are the Eagles playing?
Chargers.
Mm.
All right. Those are the picks. Bob, we do this each week. Who's winning
Yep.
Thursday Night Football? What's the score?
I think this is going to be a fun game. We already talked about it. It's a absolutely must win. Give me the lines in a really fun game, a shootout. Give me the lines 42 to 41.
Whoa.
Overs hitting, a lot of fantasy points to be scored, specifically by me against Mike. Um, I'm looking forward to it. This is a game to lock in for if you're a football fan.
Bobby, this is a question for you. It's fantasy football. Mikey versus Dusty, Nick versus Alex, I versus you. We are all 7-6. How the points go is Mikey has the most points by 28. Then Nick and I am way far behind. Two of those teams are going to make the playoffs. Who makes the playoffs?
This is tough. I originally had that you two were gonna make it. I think just because I'm playing you, Mike, I can't say that. You're
Bro,
out.
you already clinched the one seed, right?
I'm not sitting my team.
No, no, I'm not with
Russian Bob.
the team, but come on.
I think, like I said, the Lions Detroit game is gonna be huge for me. I think Pickens scores. I think Javonte scores twice. Um, Sorry, Mike. I think you're out.
No, I think, you know what I actually think? I think Mikey and Nick both lose, and I win, and I make it, and Mikey makes it because of points.
Okay.
Because Mikey's team, I mean, I'm not just saying this, Mikey. I don't think you literally have a quarterback in your team right now.
I don't. I don't.
So,
They're both on bye.
and CMC is out.
Forgot it was Wednesday too, so I didn't pick anyone up yet.
I think with that, Mikey loses, and I think Nick loses too. So because he's a bitch. Um, I'm not gonna get into your trade that you two had because I don't really feel like getting into a 20-minute argument. So let's just skip that and get into a last part of the week.
Uh,
How about, do you want to?
We can do it. I'm all right with it.
In our league, if anyone's wondering, and it's controversial and we're getting rid of it, defenses score more points than normal. Sacks are worth 2 points. So the Seattle Seahawks defense last week in a normal league scored 30, and our league scored 43, right? So there's a difference. Mikey Smith traded the Jaguars defense and the Houston running back Marks. He got those two players and he gave Bobby Brock Bowers. I thought that was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen, Mikey.
Okay. So Nick was actually right originally when he said you were just doing that to beat me this week. I was going to play the Jags defense. I kept them out so that I could pop them in that morning as a little head game to Nick. And then I was out late the night before and I woke up at like 10. I was up for like an hour and then I went back to sleep, woke up at 1:30. So I didn't play him. And I
Gee,
lost the week because of it. Had I not made the trade, I would have won anyway. But like I said in the chat, Brock Bowers was averaging 5 points a game outside of one game. So I really couldn't predict it. Darren Waller just came back. He's averaging 14 points a game.
in
I
like
mean,
2 games.
three
What do
games, 3 games, buddy. And then he did get a red zone target on Sunday. He just happened to drop that, or he landed out of bounds. So
I guess my main point of anger towards you, Mikey, is that I was offering you Joe Burrow and Travis Kelce for Bowers.
okay, so at the time I didn't know that Jackson Dart had a bye week, week 14. And I know that's bad because it's my own team, but I was so focused on Christian McCaffrey that it was all I cared about. Had I known that both of my quarterbacks were on bye, I would have taken your trade instead of that one.
Just
Congrats.
so everyone knows, Mikey offered this trade to me. I literally just looked at my phone and saw it, and I was like, I'm not gonna not trade for the one thing I need on my team because like that's the one thing I was missing was a tight end.
Yeah,
Uh,
and then Woody was just, I thought he might break out.
he still could.
Let's move on.
I can't believe so basically the reason the trade happened was because Mikey, I don't know, that was terrible management by you. If you meant to start them and you overslept, and then you didn't look at the backup quarterback that you needed for week 14, this was very poorly mismanaged by you, Bites.
I don't disagree with that.
All
Okay.
right. These are fun. Keep it light. Worst take of the week, best take of the week. Last minute shout out. Uh, I'll go first. The Panthers. Uh, I'm wrong. Every few weeks, I just think they're an easy win. I think like I thought the Rams were going to score 1,000,000 points. The Panthers, they keep refusing to lose. While I do still think they're horrible, I'm clearly wrong. Um, they just beat the Rams, so my worst take of the week was thinking the Panthers. Literally, even now in my brain, I think they're still bad. So I'm wrong. That's my worst take of the week. So I thought the Rams were going to beat them by 50.
My worst take of the week, I put this in the group chat. I felt that this was going to be the one nuclear Taysom Hill game we were going to get. I had a bet in for him to score a touchdown. I had a bet in for him to score two touchdowns. He finished the game with one catch for 5 yards, one carry for 2 yards. Just dumb of me. I thought Kamara out. They were going to give him the ball. I don't know what happened. They didn't give him the ball.
Yeah.
My worst take of the week, I believe I put in my other fantasy chat, and I said that Theo Johnson was going to have 70 yards and two touchdowns.
Well, you technically thought that in this league too.
But I didn't text that there, so it's better.
All right. My best take of the week. This has nothing to do with football, and it's the last time I'll mention this. It's just something that I thought was cool. My girlfriend was like, let's start watching Dancing with the Stars. This was, I mean, 8 weeks ago. I watched one dance by the Crocodile Hunter's kid, or Irwin, and I go, oh, he's gonna win. And Allison was like, no, he's not. What? Huh? And I go, look at him. Look at his moves. Look at his smile. Look at his partner. I go, there's no way he's gonna lose. I have never even seen the show before. And I go, who do you want to win, Allison? And she was like, well, I want this girl named Alex Earl. This was 2 months ago. Who came in first and second place was my guy and her girl out, Alex Earl. And it came down to the final two. And I looked at Allison. I was like, this is kind of cool that our two people are actually in the top two, but I won. I'm win-
You're better than her.
I am better.
Much
Dancing with the
better.
Stars. Not that she says I make everything in competition, but I did win. So that's where I was right. What do you guys, what is your best take of the week?
Uh, I made a bet for CeeDee Lamb to have over 100 yards and a touchdown against one of the best defenses in the league, and it paid off.
Well done, Bites.
Nice.
My best take of the week. This is just kind of a season long thing. I'm in 5 fantasy football leagues, 3 draft, 2 dynasty. I'm making the playoffs in all of them. It feels good. Couple of buys clinched. I think 3 buys of the 5 clinched. So feeling good right now about fantasy. We'll see if I can make it pay off with a couple championships somewhere in there.
It's always a good feeling. It's always a good feeling.
If I make it in our league, then I made it in all three.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not my work league, no. I just the injuries were crazy. All right, last minute shout outs. I'll go first. Big shout out, not that they watch this, but to Allison's family. I visited him at Thanksgiving up in Michigan. They clearly revolved the trip around my love of sports. We did a tour of Michigan Stadium, which was awesome.
Alex, sick.
I played catch on the field. I walked around the locker rooms. Then the next day we did downtown Detroit. And something really awesome about Detroit, if you've never been, if you're a sports fan, is the Lions, the Tigers, and the Pistons all play within, I mean, literally 3 blocks of one another. I've never seen a city that has like all three stadiums and their hockey team, and the Red Wings. So all four major teams. I mean, literally the only thing splitting the stadiums up are 2 blocks. So it's
That's really
stadium,
cool.
block, stadium, block, Pistons. I was like, whoa, I mean, that's pretty awesome. And even in New York, you have Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, New Jersey. Like, I've never seen a city with that close to sports. So, shout out to Allison's family. Shout out to the Michigan Stadium tour. And Detroit was really popping. The Lions game was going, and there's a parade. And I'll definitely go back and catch a game.
My shout out of the week is just same vein. Got to go down to see the family on Long Island. Got to see my grandpa was in the VA hospital, so that was nice. And then my family that came over, usually I actually haven't seen them in probably like 3 or 4 years. They're all like super big into sports, so normally with my other like parts of the family, they want to watch like a movie or like put on Christmas music or something. We had football on from 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock, which was great. So.
Nice.
Shout out to that.
Mikey, what's your shout
Shout out to my new roommate, your brother.
out? Oh,
Shout out to Hoboken. It seems like a fun spot. And shout out to the people who came out on Thursday, Thanksgiving, to play football in Bolton, and then watched me puke, and then let us go home at halftime. It didn't hold us to a full game.
great.
Shout out to you guys.
Turkey
Thank you.
Bowl.
Yeah. I played in that game once, Mikey, and I fucking dominated because I was a junior in high school, so I think I weighed like 185 and I didn't drink and I was like in the best shape of my life, and all these guys who looking back were now like they probably were 28, 30, 40. They definitely drank the night before. I remember this one guy, I don't even know his name, but I had like 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and this one guy was like, "What do you fucking train for this?" And he was like mad at me that I was flying around like with a 6 pack, and I was just like, I'm just in high school. Like, what do you want me to do, man? But that's a fun game. Now that Michael would score 7 touchdowns on this Michael, so I would hate that person too. But I think that's just high school.
I
Anyway,
missed Turkey Bowl. I used to play with my friends, and then we gave it up like maybe like 6 or 7 years ago.
we used to play the Turkey Bowl every year versus the Padron family,
I
and then
miss those.
CJ Holt with Mikey. Mikey played with me, and then CJ Holt illegally shoved this guy to the ground, and he broke his arm in half.
Oh, shit.
And
Yeah.
we weren't. Remember that, Mikey? Were you there?
I th no, I think that was the last year, or the first year I wasn't there. And I think I got a text message from you guys because I asked who won. You said CJ just broke this guy's arm.
Snapped his arm in half. He was in the emergency room the whole Thanksgiving break. It was horrible. So we stopped right
Yeah,
then and
we
there.
dominated them before we
We used to
stopped.
dominate. It used to like Nick used to be quarterback, but he could move his shoulder, and it was Patrick, Bill, me, Mikey, and we used to just fucking kill them because I mean Bill's a gazelle.
Four verts, have fun.
4 verts. Let's have a good time. Who's gonna score on this play? I don't know. Ha 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 ha.
Who wants to outrun their defender this time?
And then Alex Padron. I'll stop after this. And then Alex Padron stopped inviting his family. He stopped inviting his brother. He stopped inviting his cousins. He stopped inviting his family best friends. And he started bringing these other guys, Zach Prado, Michael Ferrado, and we still would kill them. So then he joined the police academy and he started bringing all of his police academy friends to beat us. And it was insane.
And he still only beat us because Bill wasn't there that year and Pat had a
Patrick
football
couldn't
game.
play. Patrick couldn't play because he had a football game the next day and Bill wasn't there. And we still almost beat them. He was cheating. Alex Padron's a cheater because he abandoned his family, and he would laugh. I'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'd be like, whoa, whoa. Where's Valdez? Where's Ben Maurer? Where are your cousins? And he'd be like, yeah, they asked me if we were playing this year, and I said no.
My defender was like 6'2", 200.
It was
He
great.
weighed me by 50 pounds.
Oh, you mean the police academy guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was throwing the ball to me. I go, were you a quarterback? He's like, I was Armwood's center fielder, which Armwood's a very big school down here. I was like, what are you doing here? How do you know Padron? He's like, oh, I met at the police academy 3 weeks ago. I go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
3 weeks ago.
This is a family football game here.
It was not very family friendly that year.
Well, the guy broke his arm, I guess.
CJ,
Yeah.
Tell you what, CJ kept our winning record alive, so.
he was violent. That's it. All right, guys. Great pod.
Thanks for coming on, Bites.
Thanks for coming on, Mikey.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You'll be